In a quiet, ancient forest nestled deep within the mountains, there lived an old monk and his young disciple. The monk was a master of meditation, known for spending entire days in deep spiritual practice. His mind was so clear and still during meditation that he could sometimes see brief glimpses of the future. Despite his great wisdom and peaceful life, one day during meditation, the monk saw something that shook him deeply. His beloved disciple was destined to die in just 8 days. His heart filled with sadness, but he knew he could not change fate. Still, he felt that the young boy deserved to meet his family one last time before leaving the world. The old monk called his disciple and gently said, "My child, I am giving you an 8-day holiday. Go home and visit your family." The disciple was overjoyed. "Thank you, Master. I've been feeling homesick lately, and this means a lot to me." The old monk smiled softly, hiding the sorrow in his heart. "Remember, you must return on the 8th day. I'll be waiting for you." The young disciple bowed respectfully and cheerfully set off on his journey, unaware of the heavy reason behind his master's sudden generosity. As he walked down the hill, the old monk watched him go, eyes filled with silent grief. As the disciple walked through the serene forest and winding mountain trails, he felt light and happy. After several hours of walking, he reached the bank of a stream and bent down to drink some water. That's when he noticed a small ant's cave near the edge of the water. Curious, he watched as hundreds of ants moved in and out, busily carrying food and working together. Suddenly, he realized the water level was rising. It had rained heavily in the past few days, and now the stream was swelling. A wave of concern swept over him. If the water continues to rise, he thought, these poor ants will drown. Without a second thought, he sprang into action. He took off his robe and used it to build a protective wall around the ants' cave. He packed it with hardened oil and mud, reinforcing it so the water couldn't seep in. Then he dug a small drain to divert the water away from their home. After working hard for hours and ensuring that the ants were safe, he sat down for a moment and watched them crawl back into their dry shelter. A sense of peace filled his heart. Once he was satisfied, he got up, smiled, and resumed his journey home. The young disciple finally reached his home and was greeted with warmth and joy by his family. He spent his days laughing, sharing meals, and reconnecting with loved ones. The days passed quickly, and before he knew it, the 8th day had arrived. He immediately remembered the promise he had made to his master. Without delay, he packed his things, said goodbye to his family, and began his journey back to the monastery. Meanwhile, the old monk was pacing restlessly in the forest near the monastery. The sun had set, and it was already the evening of the 9th day. His heart sank with sorrow, assuming the worst, that his vision had come true and the boy had died. He sat down, eyes filled with tears, regretting that he hadn't told his disciple the truth. But just then, he noticed a figure approaching through the trees. At first, he couldn't believe his eyes. As the figure came closer, the monk's face lit up. It was his young disciple, safe and smiling. Overcome with emotion, the monk ran toward him and hugged him tightly. "You're alive!" he exclaimed, astonished and relieved. Still surprised, the monk gently asked, "Tell me, what did you do during these past 8 days?" The young disciple thought for a moment and described everything, from his journey to the stream to the ants and how he had saved them from drowning. After hearing the story, the old monk closed his eyes and understood everything. His vision hadn't been wrong, it had changed. The disciple had been destined to die, but his selfless act of saving the lives of countless ants had altered his fate. The great kindness he had shown had extended his life. From that moment, the monk knew that even the smallest good deed can hold great power. This story reminds us that the true power of good karma lies in our intentions. When we act with compassion, even toward the tiniest of beings, the universe responds in ways we cannot see. Your kindness may not always return to you immediately, and it may not always increase your lifespan, but it will always bring peace, joy, and protection in unexpected forms. It is not the size. Good deeds ripple through the universe like waves, touching lives and returning to us with quiet grace. When we choose to help others, even without expecting anything in return, we are unknowingly lighting our own path. Karma watches in silence, noting every good intention, every kind act, and every tear wiped away. In a world full of pain and challenges, when you bring light to others, your own life shines brighter.